Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and thank you, the Honourable Member, for his question. The Geological Services Division of the Ministry of Lands, in particular the MRD, has the responsibility of looking after groundwater assessment, investigation to confirm boreholes that might provide water, and also do groundwater drilling and reticulation. I can confirm that the boreholes, a lot of boreholes were affected by the cyclones, in particular the cyclone Tisiasa, which hit us in December of 2020, and which is the second strongest cyclone to hit Fiji, and also TC Cody in January 2021. So it affected a whole number of boreholes, and examples of this included the 10 villages in the Kumbulau district of Mbua. Also, there are about 9 communities around Lambasa, and another 7 communities in the wider Maduata province. The good thing that, well, good in a sense, was the fact that the damage was mostly to the infrastructure, the equipment, solar panels, the associated electrical systems, the water storage tanks, the pump house, and also the distribution pipes that articulated the water to the various houses that are hooked up. One of our concerns was that the cyclones, the saltwater intrusion would actually affect the aquifers. But the good thing to note that it did not affect the aquifer, so the ministry then had to focus on just fixing the infrastructure around the boreholes. So because of the severe impact of the tropical cyclones, the MRD put together a quick response and recovery team with technical expertise in equipment, and responded to the damage assessments and restoration works from December 2020 to January 2021. But since 2015, the ministry has assisted around 47 communities by providing groundwater supply systems to supplement their existing water systems, whether this is rainwater harvesting or whether it's actually surface water systems that they already have. The technical team continues to design and develop water supply systems that should withstand the impacts of tropical cyclones. The cost of restoration work was about 400,000, and this included the drilling of 2 boreholes for Yarrow village on Kia Island, which was one of the most heavily affected communities. There are a number of things that the MRD does in order to make sure that the quality of the water and the capacity of the water is in accordance with what we need for human consumption. Over the years since it's operated, it has developed a number of standard operating procedures, developed on the basis of what they've done in the past. So this is aligned to minimal acceptable standards of water well drilling globally. So it involves making the best use of materials and the right materials, because we have found sometimes if the wrong materials are used, then the borehole itself gets contaminated, and that is something that we've seen over time. There's a heavy emphasis on using scientific methods and equipment in determining the potential for groundwater development, and also in implementing tests to determine the capacity of an aquifer or the amount of water that is in aquifer to release the groundwater from storage. And the ministry also carries out community consultations and engagements before and after each phase of the groundwater to ensure that the needs of the communities are met, that the various issues relating to access to safe and water source are considered and recorded, as for instance the issue that was raised by the Honourable Pio Tikondondua. When you have surface water, making sure that your water catchment area is not what people do not intrude on it. So the same sort of things are done with respect to groundwater. So in this way, groundwater users are empowered. They're given knowledge and skills so that they can work in partnership with the ministry in making sure that groundwater is made available. So the other thing that I just say here, that the ministry also tries to make sure that we do not over-extract from any borehole, because if you over-extract, then you'll get dirty water or the borehole dries up. The ministry also conducts annual monitoring of all the boreholes drilled by government and installed with water reticulation systems. If we do find that some borehole is not producing water that is of good quality for people to drink, that borehole is flushed and sanitized, and if the aquifer or borehole is still heavily contaminated, then the borehole is decommissioned. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have had the occasion of working with companies that are interested in extracting groundwater. Our MRD has helped them out in trying to get the land where it's needed, and also checking to make sure that there's there is water where they need it, where they need to extract that particular water. So that sort of thing is done. What at the moment, one of the concerns that we have at the moment is to try to get a firm grip on the amount of water that we have in our aquifers. Because one of the concerns that we have in the future, that it is theoretically possible for us to over-extract water from our aquifers. So this is one of the things that we're developing at the moment, trying to get a firm grip on how much water there is there, and then try to work out, water in our aquifers comes from rainwater. So you have to look at the amount of replenishment that is going into the aquifers and look at that in relation to the extraction. So this is a process that is being undertaken now by the MRD, because water is a vital resource. You know, there are countries in the world now, they fight over water. They fight over water. So this is one of the things that we're looking at. We do help out these organizations, but as much as possible over the long term, we want to make sure that we do not over-extract, because our people and our country can be affected. Now, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. We'll move on to the 7th oral question.